My child, I see you. Not the version of you that you show the world. Not the strong face you put on every morning before you walk out the door. Not the smile you've learned to wear so well that even the people closest to you don't notice it's not real. I see you. The one underneath all of that. The one who carries things in silence because you don't want to be a burden. The one who wakes up in the middle of the night with a chest full of worry and nowhere to put it. The one who has prayed the same prayer so many times that you started to wonder if anyone was really listening. I was listening. Every single time. Every whispered prayer in a parked car before you went inside and pretended everything was fine. Every desperate cry in the shower where the water hid the sound. Every quiet conversation with me at 3 in the morning when the rest of the world was asleep and you were still awake, still holding everything together by a thread. I heard every single one. And today, right now, in this exact moment, I want you to understand something that I need you to receive, not just in your mind but deep in your spirit. In the place where you've been storing all the doubt and the exhaustion and the quiet fear that maybe things were never going to change. This is the turning point you prayed for. Not tomorrow, not when things look better, not when you figured it out or cleaned yourself up or finally feel worthy of a breakthrough. Now, this moment, this message, this breath you're taking right now, stay with me a little longer. Let the world wait outside. Put down the phone notifications, the bills on the counter, the conversation you've been dreading, the problem you've been circling for weeks. For just a few minutes, it's only you and me. Because what I have to say to you today cannot be rushed, cannot be skimmed. It was prepared specifically for you, specifically for this season, specifically for the version of you that showed up today, tired, maybe confused, maybe holding on to faith with trembling hands. That version of you is exactly who I came for. Let me be honest with you about something. I know what this season has cost you. I know the things you've lost that you never talked about publicly. The dream you quietly grieved when the door closed and you didn't want to make a scene about it. The relationship you poured everything into and watched fall apart anyway. The version of your life you had planned out, the timeline, the milestones, the picture in your head of where you'd be by now, and how painful it has been to watch that picture not come together the way you hoped. I know about the financial pressure that follows you everywhere. The way you do the math in your head before you can fall asleep. The way a certain kind of phone call or email makes your stomach drop because you already know what it's about. The way you've had to make decisions no one should have to make. Choosing between one need and another. Stretching what isn't enough and trying to make it reach anyway. I know about the health concerns. Yours or someone you love. The appointments and the waiting rooms and the words from doctors that changed everything in a single sentence. The way a body can betray you, or scare you, or remind you how fragile and precious life really is. The fear that lives quietly in the background of everything else. I know about the loneliness. The kind that doesn't go away just because you're surrounded by people. The kind that comes from feeling unseen, misunderstood, like no one really knows what's going on inside you. And sometimes you're not sure you could even explain it if you tried. I know all of it, and I need you to hear me when I say this. None of it surprised me. Not one moment of this season caught me off guard. I didn't look away. I didn't get distracted. I didn't abandon you in the middle of the story and leave you to figure out the ending alone. I have been with you in every hard moment, in every setback, in every disappointment, in every room where you had to hold yourself together, and in every moment afterward when you finally let yourself fall apart. I was there. I'm here now. And I'm not here to scold you. I'm not here to remind you of the ways you could have done better or trusted more or worried less. I'm here because I love you, completely, unconditionally, without reservation, and because what's happening in your life right now is not the end of your story. It is the setup for something you are not going to believe. The pain you have been living through is not wasted. The prayers you have prayed, even the ones that felt like they went nowhere, even the ones you prayed through clenched teeth and wet eyes, None of them were wasted. You prayed for a turning point. You're standing in it. I want to give you 3 things today. 3 truths to carry with you when you walk away from this moment. 3 anchors for the season you're in and the season that's coming. The first is this. Stop interpreting your waiting as my silence. This is something I need you to really hear, because I know it's one of the places where the enemy has been working hardest against you. That quiet voice that shows up in the stillness and says, "Nothing is happening. He forgot about you. You're praying into emptiness. Maybe this is just how it is." That voice is lying to you. Silence is not abandonment. The fact that you cannot yet see what I am doing does not mean nothing is happening. Think about a seed in the ground. From the outside, from above the soil, nothing is visible. There is no movement. There is no sign of life. If you didn't know better, you might walk past and assume the ground was empty. But underneath, in the dark, in the hidden place, something is happening that is absolutely unstoppable. Roots are forming. Life is organizing itself. What cannot be seen is preparing for a moment of breakthrough that will be undeniable when it finally comes. That is what is happening in your life right now. I am working in the places you cannot see. I am moving people who don't yet know they're about to cross your path. I am softening hearts that have been hardened against you. I am arranging circumstances that look like coincidence but are anything but. I am setting a table in the very place that has felt most like a wilderness. You cannot see it yet, but it is happening. So I'm asking you to do something that requires real courage. Trust the process even when you can't see the progress. Keep praying. Keep showing up. Keep putting one foot in front of the other, even on the days when the ground doesn't feel solid. Because the moment you feel most tempted to give up is often the moment that is closest to the breakthrough. Don't quit in the waiting room. Your answer is coming. The second thing I want to give you today is this. Let go of the version of the answer you decided I had to give you. I know what you've been hoping for. I know the specific outcome you've been praying toward. I know the picture in your head of how the breakthrough is supposed to look, how the relationship is supposed to be restored, how the financial situation is supposed to resolve, how the health report is supposed to come back, how the door is supposed to open. And I'm not saying that picture is wrong, but I am saying this. My plans for you are better than your plans for you. My ability to restore, to redeem, to rebuild, to surprise you, it is bigger than the box you've been asking me to work inside of. Sometimes I don't fix the thing you ask me to fix. I do something better. Something you didn't know to ask for. Something that, when you look back on it later, you'll understand why I took you the long way around. Why I let the door close. Why I let the relationship end. Why I allowed the plan to fall apart, so that something stronger and more aligned with who you really are could take its place. I am not limited by your imagination, and I love you too much to give you only what you can conceive of when I can give you what you can't yet imagine. So loosen your grip a little. Not on faith. Hold on to faith with everything you have. But loosen your grip on the specific outcome. Open your hands. Let me work without the constraint of your expectations. Trust my process, not just your preferred result. Because what I have planned for you is not a consolation prize. It's not a lesser version of the life you wanted. What's coming for you, the life on the other side of this season, is going to make sense of everything that didn't. The third thing I want to plant in your heart today is this. You were not built to carry this alone, and you don't have to. One of the most painful things I watch in the people I love is this. The way suffering isolates. The way hard seasons convince you that your struggle is too much, too messy, too complicated, too shameful to bring to anyone. The way pride and pain together build a wall that keeps out the very help I'm trying to send you through the hands and words and presence of other people. I work through community. I send help in human form. I put people in your life not by accident but by design. People who have walked through something similar, people who have come out the other side, people who carry a word or a resource or a perspective, or simply a presence that you need right now. But I need you to let them in, not everyone. Wisdom matters. Discernment matters. But someone. Find your someone. The person who has earned the right to hear the real version of what's happening with you. The person in whose presence you don't have to perform or manage or hold it together. Let them in. And beyond receiving help, give it. I know you feel empty. I know you feel like you have nothing left to offer. But here's one of the great mysteries of the kingdom. You are filled in the act of pouring out. When you turn your eyes for even a moment from your own pain towards someone else's, something shifts. Grace flows in both directions. The person who receives is blessed, yes, but so is the one who gives. You carry a testimony in the making. You carry a story that someone else needs to hear, not the finished version, the one in the middle. The one where you're still in it but still standing, still believing, still choosing faith when it costs you something. That story is medicine for someone who is drowning. Share it. Be the light even while you're still waiting for your own breakthrough. Because the light you carry isn't dependent on your circumstances being perfect. It's dependent on your willingness. Now I need to speak something over your life. Receive this. I declare that the season of barely surviving is giving way to a season of undeniable blessing. What looked like a dead end was a redirection. What looked like a closed door was protection. What looked like loss was preparation. What looked like failure was the dismantling of something that was never meant to be your final destination. You prayed for a turning point. You asked me in your own words, in your own way, in the secret places of your own heart. You asked me to intervene. You asked me to change things. You asked me to show up. Consider this my answer. The chains that have held this area of your life are being broken right now. The confusion that has clouded your thinking is beginning to lift. The fear that has kept you small is losing its grip. The grief that has made it hard to imagine a good future is being replaced, slowly, surely, the way the sun rises, with something that feels like hope again. And I need to remind you of who you are. You are not what you believed about yourself in your darkest hour. You are mine. You are seen. You are known. You are loved with a love that does not waver, does not expire, does not depend on your performance or your perfection. You are a child of the Most High God. And children of the Most High God do not stay down. You get back up, not because the pain isn't real, but because the one who walks with you is greater than anything that has ever come against you. This is your turning point. This is the moment you prayed for. It's here, my child. We've reached the end of this moment together, but not the end of what I have for you. This was only the beginning. There is more love, more grace, more provision, more surprise, more joy waiting for you than you have yet been able to receive. And I only need one thing from you. I need you to believe me, not perfectly, not without any questions, not with every doubt resolved and every fear gone, just with whatever faith you have right now. Even if it's small, even if it's shaky, even if it's the size of a mustard seed and feels like it could blow away in the wind, that is enough for me to work with. So let me ask you directly right now, heart to heart. Do you believe I am turning things around for you? Do you accept my peace today? Even before you can see the evidence, even before the situation has changed, even before the answer has arrived. If your answer is yes, if something in you is saying yes, I believe, I choose to trust, then write it. Right here, right now, in the comments below. Write, I receive it. Write, I believe. Write, Amen. Let it be a declaration. Let it be the moment you look back on and say, "That was the day I stopped waiting to feel it before I said it. That was the day I chose faith over fear." And share this with someone who needs to hear it today. Because somewhere in your world, someone is in the middle of their hardest season. Someone has prayed the same prayer for so long that they've started to lose hope. Someone needs to know that they are not forgotten. That help is on the way. That this is not the end. Be the person who reaches them today. Share this message. Pass on this light. I love you, my child, more than you know, more than I can say, more than you've yet been able to receive. Now go and live like someone who knows that the best is still ahead, because it is. Amen.